Hello Internet Allies, how are you doing? So today what I wanted to do, because 2020 is coming to an end now and this is going to be my final video on YouTube for 2020, I kind of want to look back and kind of reflect on some of the life lessons I've come to really notice have been super prominent in my life this year. And I kind of wanted to share these with you all, you know, to carry them forward in the new year and in future years to come. So yeah, without further ado, here we go. One of the main things I've really come to notice this year is how there's a lot of people out there that don't necessarily hold the same morals and values as myself, unfortunately. Now, I'd like to think I'm quite an inclusive and accepting and open-minded person. Like, you know, I'm not racist or homophobic or transphobic or anything like that. And this may be because I probably do surround myself with mainly like-minded people, you know, both in my personal life and, say, on social media as well. But what I didn't really notice was how many people out there don't share those same morals and values, unfortunately. You know, to basically treat each other with equality and don't discriminate against anybody. But I didn't really realise how many people are still like really racist and homophobic and transphobic. I mean, just thinking back to June when like the whole Black Lives Matter movement was in full swing, like because of the tragic police brutality shootings against people of colour, black people. It did really open my eyes to see, like, you know, how many people still hold those racist views. And that's really, really sad. You know, it's something I really just cannot comprehend, why people are racist or homophobic or basically just discriminate or whatever. You know, it's not right, and I just don't know why people still do it. Like, you know, I thought, like, because we are in, like, 2020, like, you know, I thought we'd move past all that kind of stuff by now, but there's still a lot of people who don't hold those values, and that worried me a lot. Like, something else that sort of surprised me as well is that, you know, some of these people that don't share these same morals and values can be like people that, you know, we may have once looked up to, or they could even be people we once were friends with or whatever. You know, like, you know, because some people who, you know, like I've been friends with in the past, you know, I found out that, you know, they think it's okay to cheat on partners and stuff, and that's not okay at all. And also some people I used to look up to, and I'm not going to name any names, but one of them rhymes with 10-pin bowling. You know, they do hold some very harmful and transphobic views, unfortunately, and that is just not okay. Like I say, I just can't comprehend why people have to be so cruel to people who are like different to them. So speaking of like people who don't share the same morals and values as me, and a lot of other people, you know, I think I've tried to be as considerate as possible with the whole sort of like social distancing things. You know, I wear a mask whenever I'm in public. You know, I make sure I keep my 2 meters apart from people as much as I can, so I don't spread or contract the virus. What amazes me still is like how many people still don't adhere to those rules or don't take them seriously at all. And, you know, that does frustrate me. I do think that this pandemic this year has brought out the best in some people. You know, some people have been super kind and super generous to me and to members of our community, but I think it's also brought out the worst in some people as well. Just frustrating when people don't abide by the rules and people are pushing and shoving in supermarkets and everything. You know, just be patient and kind with people. Next life lesson I'm going to talk about is the social and communication side of things. Now, this has been quite difficult this year to like see friends and family especially friends and family who live far away from us. So one example I can think of is my friend Kieran, who lives in Ireland. It has been really, really hard because of the global pandemic to see these people in person. However, it has made me realise more than ever how important it is to keep in touch with those people. So I think it's important to keep in touch, not only just because it's a nice thing to do and, you know, it shows that you still care about that person, it shows connectivity, friendship and everything. But I think I've also noticed that it's helped me a lot personally with my own social and professional confidence. Because during the first lockdown, you know, I didn't really have a lot of work coming in at all, unfortunately. I felt very out of practice when, you know, I did start getting work again, like in the summer, and started like networking again in the summer. You know, I had to basically learn how to basically network again and promote myself again. And yeah, I just didn't really realise how out of practice I was, you know, until that really happened. And especially with me being autistic, where like social and communication skills don't always come as naturally to me as a lot of other people, I think it is definitely important to basically maintain that contact with people, you know, and just try to talk to each other as often as we can. I think also with this, it's also really shown like the people in my life who genuinely care and who are genuinely there for me to talk to if I so need it. And I do genuinely appreciate those people. I've said in videos past, like, you know, I genuinely appreciate the friends that have made an effort to keep in touch this year. And those friends who have kept in touch, they have really helped me get through this year a lot. So another thing I'm going to mention about socialising is that I think this year has brought a few people back into my life that I've not heard from for years, and you know, I am really grateful for that. And it does amaze me that like people still remember me and stuff like that. You know, people, you know, whether or not that's people who I used to work with, or people who just to say they enjoy my TikTok videos or my YouTube videos, etc. That all those kind of things really mean a lot. It just like amazed me that like, you know, people can go from not speaking to each other for years but still like pick up where they left off, if that makes sense. Like, as long as, you know, you're like on good terms with them when you last spoke to them. And also, you know, like if there's a reason to talk to those people. And also what's been amazing this year as well is that I've made some new friends, albeit like online, on TikTok, which has been great. And I hope one day I can meet those people in real life. But also, I feel like I've got to know and got a lot closer to people who I knew before this year, but I may not have like considered them to be like, you know, close friends, but like this year they've become close friends, if that makes sense. And that means a heck of a lot to me, and I really love those people who do make an effort to keep in touch with me. I think this year has also made me realise, because I still live with my family and I do really love them, is that like sometimes, especially during the first lockdown, I think we ended up getting in each other's way quite a lot because we were at home all the time. And yeah, that was quite challenging because sometimes, you know, I just want my own space sometimes, and I think everybody else like feels the same in my family. Like, I think we all like coming together at times, but I think there's also times where we just need time to ourselves. And you know, I found that especially difficult when, you know, like when like members of my family would come and go in the living room all the time and everything, and sometimes, you know, I just need that space to myself sometimes. You know, for example, you know, if I wanted to like do a home workout in the living room, you know, it can be a bit frustrating when, you know, members of my family are just kind of weaving in and out of the living room and I'm just trying to do my workout. I feel very like interrupted and disturbed sometimes, which can be very frustrating. And as well, in my house, our kitchen is very small. I do have this like unwritten like three's a crowd rule in the kitchen, and my family are aware of this. If there's more than 2 people in the kitchen at any one time, because our kitchen is so small, it can feel very crowded and very overwhelming, especially with me, somebody who is autistic, and doesn't really like, you know, people being in like close proximity to each other. I think it has been a challenge for everybody in my family, like myself included, and I think we've learned a lot about each other, what makes us tick, what can get on our nerves sometimes, what we like, what we don't like. I think we've learned a lot more about each other during this year as well, which, you know, I am grateful for. I'm grateful that I know like some of these like triggers that some of my members of my family have as well. And, you know, I think it is just basically about like respecting that space. Yeah, I think this year's also like made me sort of realise more than ever like how important like family and friends are, and how important it is to basically show appreciation for what you have, because you never know like when these things can be taken away from you, unfortunately. So just basically enjoy the time that you have with people. Thanks very much guys for watching. Please let me know any life lessons you've sort of come to realise that have been prominent in your life this year in 2020. We should share them with each other. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas. Happy New Year 2021. Hopefully it's a better year for us all. And stay safe, keep smiling, and see you in the new year. Bye!